Hey everybody, it's Josh from Jim's Hobbies. My parts from Element came in. I think I got some of the correct parts, but not all of them. They really didn't show a kit for the bearings, unless I did a full bearing kit. But I got the machined ring and pinion, and they sent me these bearings. Now, they didn't cover under a full warranty, but they did do 50% off, so I'm happy with that, considering a bushing is a wearable part. I have only had, I don't know, 4 battery packs through this truck before it wore out. The bushings. But you can see how filthy that is from it just wobbling out, and it's actually oblong. Let's see if that is a shim or... Yeah, that was 4... that's like 4 battery packs. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's actually wobbled out. Which then caused, you can see the shiny part on the teeth where it actually just, the pinion rocked in place and ate it up. So these bearings look okay. There's shims on each side of them. This had a small than a big. So I have a feeling I'm going to have to get into my other bearings I have and see if I have one that matches. So of course, Moose is down here blocking me from opening the drawer all the way. Watch out, buddy. Thank you. Should have one that fits in that bag. So, let's see. Because I can already tell that this is not the same as that. So they were very nice and everything, but the product support person I talked to was not the most knowledgeable. Very nice person, but I don't think should be the one answering product questions. That's too big. This may be a short video. I may not have the bearing for that, unless it's the same as some DR10 bearings, which is a good possibility. Look at that. DR10 stuff. As long as it fits the inner race. That still might be the wrong size. Let's see if it fits. drop everything else on the ground. That one fits like it should. All right, we're gonna pause to see if I can find the bearing. All right, we're back. The machined pinion has a shoulder on it, and the bigger bearing fits that shoulder. It's weird, because if I had the other, I might still need the other bearing because I think that's sitting too far back. So I think I'm gonna have to go get a bearing, because it fits there, but as soon as I pop it off that shoulder, it doesn't fit. So I think there's supposed to be a shim on the front side to keep that bearing off the shoulder. Then you put that on there, and when that sits in there like so, the mesh is really nice. So I need this outer diameter bearing with this inner diameter. I think it's a 4 to a 3. I think this is a 10 or 11. And in my kits, everything's just a little bit off. So, call it a 12. So that's 6 there, and we need a 5. Yeah, 12 by 5. So I'm gonna have to run to the hobby store and get a 12 by 5 bearing. So until we get that bearing, time for a pause. All right, everybody, we are back, and it's time to see if I ordered the right bearings. So right here's the bearings for the that I ordered. I even went to the hobby shop today and they saw the part number, but even in their parts bin they didn't have the bearings. So luckily I had ordered some, because I guess 12 by 5 by 4 is an oddball size. So let's see what we got. All right. Here is our bearing. Here is our bushing. So it's the right one. Yay us. Nice fit. Shim is on there. Put that there. This here. And there it is. We will use the supplied Element grease. And grease it up. side. So sorry I didn't remember to record taking it apart. I wanted to find out what was wrong with it and try and get parts in. And when I emailed Element, they said, send us a picture of what's wrong, which I did. And the guy I talked to would have no clue what those pictures were. I'm sure he sent it to somebody that, or hopefully sent it to somebody. I don't know if you can see all the brass down in there. That came off that bushing or bronze, whatever it is. I don't think we need that in there. Alright, so I kind of did this backwards. So this is the top where the steering is. This is the bottom. We'll get it all set in there. Like so. The drive cups just sit in there. I don't know what I keep dropping. Same drive cup. We'll wait to put it in until we get a couple screws in here. Like that one that just fell. So sure, I could have pulled everything apart, but I didn't. Now I'm paying for it by holding everything, trying to get a screw started to hold this in. There's one. All right. Old bushing, drive shaft pieces, front piece for holding the diff. Hopefully I put all the parts in there. I think I did. Because the other ones are these long screws. Like this. Three, 4. Make sure my clutch is turned down. Alright, that is that. Now, I'm going to put a shim or two. I'll double check that everything spins. Oh my gosh, that's tight. Alright. This is just to test if everything's spinning like it should. Real quick. There we go. I think I'm on the correct side. Yeah. Can't see any play out of it now since I put that shim on the front side. Nothing's moving. Okay. Now I have to remember where this all went. Yes. All right. I believe there are 4 screws that I found on the ground that were the exact same length that I must have dropped. That I set over here because I said those have to go to something. So there's 3 of the 4. And now one has walked away. Of course. I don't even know for sure if they're the screws that go there. I'm probably going to pull up Element's website to double check. Ah, here's number 4. But I'm pretty sure. Let's see. I'm opening up. Their manual, which I have sitting over there, but I like having it right here in front of me. That's the transmission. Here is the, all right. Oh, it shows 4 small screws. So they are 10 millimeter. 2, 3, and 4. Just so you can see what I'm doing. That's what I'm looking at. Element manual. Somehow my camera mount keeps getting this on my Jericho. There we go. That should be good. All right. So that should be even. All right, where's my drive cup? There you are. Okay. Turn that so it's straight. Drive cup. Funny thing about drive cups, we lost probably 2 of them when we were doing our TTO2 speed runs. They just don't like us. So these have to go back in here first. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I put the axle in the drive cup. Here's that side. To finish that off, I'm going to put the steering link back on. Just snaps on. So get our axle in the drive cup over here. It's there. Then start that. Rotate this to where it goes. And then snap our steering link on this side. There it is. So the IFS is back together. Everything's moving like it should. These bolt right to here. This is your steering arm. It goes back and forth. So we are almost done. This goes down after you put this on. But yeah, so to take this apart, you snap your two steering links off, take out these 4 bolts, flop it to the side. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts, and the whole top comes off so you can get to your gears. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you can hear me. So I need to turn that way and set this in like so. Get my drive shaft in phase. There it is. Should probably put my steering link on before I get too far ahead of myself. And these are all just plastic with ball ends. I just shot all my screws everywhere. That's very helpful. So this has a ton of travel. There it is. It's sitting in place. I think to help myself hold this in place, I'm going to put the lower skid screws in, or not. What's under here? All right, so those are the same length. I'm assuming all 4 of these are the same length. Now, hopefully, I can hook the upper screw in without much difficulty while holding this like this. Also, be careful of your body mounts. You'll bend them. They're like silly putty. There's that, yeah. Okay, that should be held in place now. Ah, That's the two bolts that were out. I pulled the bumper bolts out somehow. Apparently I was in a bolt pulling frenzy when I pulled the bumper bolts. I wondered what these two long bolts were. And they are the bumper bolts. Probably thought I needed to take them out. Feels like it was weeks ago. Okay. Now we're on the shocks. I'm going to leave them in the stock setting because I feel like droop isn't a big deal with this truck because it's more tire height that's going to affect clearance. So they are in the front hole. So, two shock bolts, and I'm guessing these bumper bolts screwed in from the bottom. Probably ought to set the body on to make sure I set it at the right distance. These are my hillbilly light wiring that I got hooked up. Alright, is that the right? Right there, it looks like it should be there. So we'll hook it up close to that. So to be honest, after doing this, the bearing install is very easy once you have the right ones. This is for my light kit. Hopefully you can see everything I'm doing since I haven't been looking at the camera. Alright, so that's for my light kit. These are my lights I took out of my Lucy 22S because I drag race it. I don't need lights. I'm not drag racing it outside. I'm doing it on an indoor track. There it is. It all lined up. Okay. Oh, somehow I stuck the rear bumper in the grease. Good job, Josh. All right. So to recap it. The recap is I was out trailing my Utron and I started hearing gear slip. Buddy had has a Sendero. He's like, oh, the same thing happened to me. The ring gear was loose. But he had already upgraded the bearings. I continued to run the truck. I'm like, well, we're out in the middle of the trail. We're out in the middle of the woods. I'll keep going. It progressively got worse until I put it on my backpack and carried it out the last, probably 300 yards or so, maybe more, because it just was totally slipping. So here's the bushing that you can see. Hopefully it wobbled itself out. This is the inner bushing, which looks okay. So what it is since this IFS is fixed, it doesn't move. Not like the rear end. The rear end moves, not the IFS. It's always going to have the same load in the same place on a bushing, which will make it wear out faster. And as you accelerate, it's pushing down load, which then wobbles out the bottom of the bushing, and it let the pinion come up and chip the teeth. It is a design flaw. Otherwise, I really like this truck. I don't mind how it looks. It does have some dust on it, but you can see I have been running it. It's still got some scuffs and dirt. I'm still running the stock pin seeker tires. I vented them and I put them on true wheels. It's still the stock foams. I think I may put, since I have the bearings now, I think I'm going to put a bearing in here. I have them. I should do it. Then after that, the next upgrade's probably going to be metal links for the rear. So, Element, thank you for helping with the warranty situation. I do think something should be done a little bit if it's going to wear out in 4 battery packs. I do run my trucks, but you can see it's not too tore up or anything. It's not like it's crazy. It's got an 1800 Fusion SE in it. Otherwise, I'm still running the Element Servo. I'm running the Element radio. Still all Element shocks. I just put wheels on it and a motor and lights in the front. So it is a bushing failure. No mud, well, some mud, but not like burying it in mud. No water, no sand, but this bearing right there, or bushing right here, is what failed in 4 batteries. So if you have a Utron, replace these. This is the Amazon part number, but it's a 12 by 5 by 4, 12 around, 5mm center shaft, 4mm thick. 12 by 5 by 4. Otherwise, these come in the DR10 kits. Let me get you the size on this one. There are bearings on the sides. It's just where the pinion. So there is a bearing on the diff, just not the pinion. So that's going to be a 10 by 5 by 4. You need a 10 by 5 by 4 and a 12 by 5 by 4. I'll try to put that in the description. So you can see these are actually bearings for a DR10 kit that I had. All right, so the truck should be fixed. I got a battery right here. I can set in it. I'll put it on the stand so it moves, makes sound. The radio is right here because I was going to make a thumb wheel for it. Steering is all good. It's as loud as it was before. So if you can't see it, I'll hold it up. We can look at the drive shaft together. I don't see any wobble or anything in there. If you look at it, you can see it's 1-to-1. There's no overdrive in it. There it is. I'm sure there's plenty of videos on people doing the rear on the Element axle. So I'm not going to show that. Thanks for watching. I hope it gave you some tips and you could see the IFS 2 apart. And it's very easy to put in and out. All the same tool. Right here. 2mm. All right. Have a good one, everyone.